In international football, some outcomes feel inevitable. Others rewrite history. The 2025 FIFA World Cup group stage delivered a shock. The United States, with its golden generation, is out. Meanwhile, Canada has advanced to the knockout stages for the first time ever. This isn't just about one team's failure and another's success. It's a seismic shift in North American soccer. The US faces scrutiny and disappointment, their star-studded squad falling short of expectations. The dream of a breakthrough tournament for the USMNT has been replaced by tough questions about chemistry, tactics, and direction. North of the border, Canada is celebrating a decade of development paying off. Led by Alphonso Davies and a resilient squad, they've captured their nation's imagination and global respect. This is no fluke. Canada's rise is the result of a long-term project transforming them into contenders. For a country known for hockey, this is a cultural breakthrough, inspiring a new generation. The contrast is stark. The US must rebuild, while Canada rides a wave of momentum. The traditional hierarchy has been upended, at least for now. The 2025 World Cup will be remembered for this continental power shift. The drama is just beginning, and its impact will echo for years. The United States entered the 2025 World Cup with sky-high expectations and a roster of European-based stars. Their group, Ghana, Switzerland, South Korea, seemed tough but manageable. But from the first match, the team looked disjointed, drawing 1-1 with South Korea despite dominating possession. Missed chances and a late equalizer set the tone. Against Switzerland, tactical confusion reigned. The Swiss neutralized the US attack, winning 2-0. Suddenly, the Americans' hopes were hanging by a thread. The midfield, once a strength, failed to connect with the attack, and the defense looked vulnerable. The final group match became a must-win, but the pressure proved too much. This golden generation was supposed to break old patterns, but instead, they buckled under expectation. The failure wasn't about one player or moment. It was a collective breakdown. Poor execution, tactical inflexibility, and mental fragility doomed their campaign. The US must now confront hard truths about turning talent into results. The post-mortem will be long and painful. For a program that invested so much, this early exit is a bitter pill. The challenge now, rebuild and find a winning formula before 2026. The final group match saw the US face their World Cup nemesis, Ghana. With both teams needing a win, the stakes couldn't have been higher. The match was tense and physical, with the US pressing early, but Ghana's defense holding firm. As the first half closed, Ghana struck on a counterattack, taking a 1-0 lead. The Americans pushed desperately in the second half, making attacking changes and dominating possession. In the 75th minute, substitute Ricardo Pepi equalized, giving the US hope. But needing a win, the US threw players forward, leaving gaps at the back. In the 88th minute, Ghana capitalized on a counter, scoring the decisive goal. The final whistle confirmed the US elimination. Once again, Ghana ended their World Cup dreams. For the third time in 4 meetings, Ghana proved the Americans' undoing. The loss was a bitter end to a campaign that began with so much promise. The US must now reckon with their inability to overcome old foes. Ghana's clinical finishing and composure under pressure made the difference. The Americans' World Cup journey ended in heartbreak. The trilogy with Ghana is complete, and the US comes up short. The defeat will haunt this generation. The search for answers begins anew. The stats tell the story of the US collapse. 45 shots, but only 12 on target. A shot accuracy of just 27%. Only 2 goals from all those attempts. A conversion rate far below what's needed at this level. The midfield trio controlled possession, but failed to create real chances, averaging just over 8 key passes per match. Opponents let the US have the ball in harmless areas, confident they could repel attacks. Defensively, the US conceded 5 goals in 3 games, often at the worst moments. Critical lapses led to a late equalizer against South Korea, 2 goals to Switzerland, and a late winner for Ghana. The defense allowed high-quality chances, with 43% of shots on goal finding the net. Compared to 2022, when they conceded just 1 group stage goal, the regression is stark. The team's inefficiency in attack and vulnerability in defense proved fatal. The numbers don't lie. This was a team that couldn't finish or defend when it mattered. At the World Cup, those margins are everything. The US must fix both ends of the pitch to compete again. While the US faltered, Canada delivered one of the tournament's most inspiring stories. Their rise is the result of a decade-long plan, investment in grassroots coaching, and the Canadian Premier League. This foundation, plus a new generation of European-based stars, has transformed Canada into a real contender. Drawn into a tough group with Belgium, Croatia, and Morocco, few expected them to advance. But Canada opened with a 1-1 draw against Croatia, showing discipline and danger on the counter. A 0-0 draw with Morocco highlighted their defensive maturity. With 2 points from 2 matches, they controlled their destiny heading into the final game. Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, and Steven Eustáquio led a balanced, effective squad. Canada's success is a blueprint for emerging football nations, vision, investment, and a golden generation. Their journey has inspired a nation and earned global respect. Canada is no longer just a participant, they're a threat. The North has arrived on football's biggest stage. Canada's final group match against Belgium was their ultimate test. Belgium, loaded with stars, were favorites, but Canada had belief and a plan. They ceded possession, stayed compact, and frustrated Belgium's attack. The midfield duo of Eustáquio and Kone shut down passing lanes, while Davies and Buchanan threatened on the break. In the 62nd minute, Canada struck Eustáquio to David, then a perfect through ball to Davies, who finished with composure. The goal was a masterclass in counter-attacking football. For the final half hour, Canada defended with discipline and heart, blocking shots and winning duels. Belgium couldn't break through the Canadian wall. The final whistle confirmed a 1-0 win. Canada had outthought and outfought a world-class opponent. The players collapsed in joy. Their fans erupted. This was more than a win, it was a statement. Canada had arrived as a force in world football. The knockout stage awaited. Canada's knockout stage run was built on tactical discipline and clinical finishing. They averaged just 41% possession, but made it count. 28 shots, 14 on target, a 50% accuracy rate. Their attacks were direct and purposeful, not just sterile possession. Defensively, they conceded only 1 goal in 3 games, the joint best record in the group stage. Opponents managed 42 shots, but only 11 were on target, most from low-probability areas. Goalkeeper Milan Borjan was flawless, making 10 key saves. Canada's transition game was lethal, 12 fast breaks ending in shots, among the tournament's best. Their goals against Croatia and Belgium both came from swift counters. Compared to 2022, when they lost all 3 matches, this team is more pragmatic and mature. 2 goals scored, 1 conceded, 5 points earned, a huge leap in game management. The data confirms what we saw. Canada knows how to win. Their evolution is a model for others. The numbers back up their rise. The 2025 World Cup has set the US and Canada on dramatically different paths. For the US, early elimination means soul-searching and a likely overhaul of the men's program. The golden generation narrative is shattered, and confidence has evaporated. With the US set to co-host in 2026, this failure risks stalling soccer's momentum at a crucial time. Sponsors, fans, and broadcasters are left disappointed, and the pressure to perform on home soil is now immense. Canada, meanwhile, is riding a wave of excitement. Their success validates years of investment and will boost grassroots participation and media attention. Heroes like Davies and David have become national icons. As 2026 co-hosts, Canada will be seen as genuine contenders, not just hopefuls. The balance of power in North American soccer has shifted. The US must regroup and rebuild. Canada can refine and build on their model. The region's soccer landscape is changed, perhaps for good. A new era may be dawning. The 2025 World Cup group stage has rewritten North American soccer's story. The US, with its most talented squad ever, fell short, undone by missed chances and defensive lapses. Canada, through discipline and efficiency, advanced and ignited a nation. Their win over Belgium and mature group stage play mark a new chapter. For the US, it's a crisis demanding honest answers before 2026. For Canada, It's validation of a long-term vision and a springboard to greater heights. The old hierarchy is disrupted. Canada now belongs among the region's elite. The impact will last beyond this tournament. The US must look inward. Canada looks ahead to new challenges. Is this a lasting power shift, or just a fleeting moment? Only time and the next World Cup will tell.